So picture the scene. The quiet Japanese cleaner walks into the office cubicle and finds the lawyer dead in his suit under his desk. She screams, and then he screams, and then she screams even louder. Because you see, the lawyer wasn't really dead. Not physically, at least. He was me, 14 years ago, asleep under my desk again in my law firm in Tokyo. Now, ever since becoming a lawyer through a combination of family pressure and my own ego, I had dreamed of escape. And every day I would tell people my next big idea, and I learned the hard way that the more I told people about those ideas, the less likely I was to actually follow through on them. So when the biggest, craziest idea of my life came to me, I kept my mouth well and truly shut. It was a cold November evening in my London apartment when my friend Cher from LA gave me a call. Now, Cher is the news anchor on KTLA, and she said to me that the network were looking for new show formats. And I said, well, I've got an amazing idea for a cooking show. And I was joking, but a week later she called me up and she said, the guys at the network loved your idea. They said we should film a pilot. Why don't you play the role of the chef? And I was like, yeah, why not? So I booked my flight for 10 weeks' time and I started practicing. Now, I'd never technically been in front of a camera in my life before, so I started doing all of my chores out loud to practice doing and talking at the same time. So if I was washing dishes, I would say, the reason why I'm putting soap suds on the plate right now is because I want to cut through the grease while I'm brushing. And meanwhile, my roommate is obviously in the background thinking, I've either finally broken or my microdosing schedule has gone completely off the rails. But then cut to 10 weeks later, and I'm in a studio in LA with 25 people, lights, sound, cameras, this director on a swivel chair who shouts, action! And my throat constricted. My heart was pounding so hard in my chest that I could barely hear myself think. The director shouts, stop, stop, stop. We need to change his t-shirt. I can see the sweat patches under his arms. I mean, thank God it was just my t-shirt, right? Because I thought I was going to need an underwear change. But a month later, back in London, I had to resign myself to the crushing reality that this wasn't going to happen. And I had to learn the hard way that I wasn't going to get my dream overnight. I had to learn the hard way that nobody was going to rescue me from my shitty job. I had to learn the hard way that nobody was going to pick me. I had to pick myself. So I wrote on the top of a piece of paper, by this date, I'll be living in LA, I'll have my own cooking show, and I'll be working in food for the rest of my life. And then underneath that, I wrote the smaller steps that I would need to take to even get a shot at my ultimate dream. And so began a secret double life. At lunchtimes at my law firm, I'd get up from my desk as if to go for a sandwich, but secretly go to the fine dining kitchen and I would help the chefs cook lunch for our biggest clients. In the evenings, I would swap pinstripes for chef's whites in the back of a taxi, going across London to work in some of the best restaurants. And at weekends, I'd film myself cooking in my kitchen at home and post the videos on this new website that they call YouTube. But I learned the hard way that you can't keep a secret double life under wraps for long. And one day, some of my colleagues from the law firm walked into one of the restaurants just as I was walking out of the kitchen in my chef's whites, and I was busted. So I threw away the safety net, and I quit my job in law and went into food full time. And that's when I learned the hard way that when you're chasing after a dream, you need a lot of self-belief and a little bit of cheekiness. So one day I'd heard that Heston Blumenthal, the best chef in the world at the time, was going to be at the GQ Awards. So I hustled my way into the GQ Awards after party that evening. I jumped in front of Heston Blumenthal just as he came off the stage, getting the award for Chef of the Year. And I said, Heston, if I could peel potatoes in your kitchen, it'd be the greatest honor of my life. Well, he obviously thought, you poor bastard, because the next thing I know, I have landed myself a job in the best restaurant in the world. And that was when I learned the hard way that restaurants, as with people, don't become the best in the world without a lot of unglamorous work. One of the better jobs in the Fat Duck was taking vanilla pods, slicing them micro-thin with a razor blade, measuring them to an inch long, cutting them, twisting them around, tying a tiny knot in the end, and that was the stalk that went in the cherry on top of the Black Forest Gatto, and every day I would have to spend 2 hours making 150 of them. But cut to a few years later, and in January 2012, we started HelloFresh from my living room in London. I started filming my cooking show for Discovery Channel, but that was when I learned the hard way that even when your dreams do arrive, they are like newborn babies that require endless hours of love, devotion, sleepless nights, coffee. But the thing is, who wouldn't want to learn the hard way? The hard way has been the best teacher of my life. The hard way taught me that nobody ever found their dreams down the back of their sofa. And the hard way taught me that if you can live a while as others won't, You can live a lifetime as others can't. And the hard way taught me that our greatest challenges in life can become the fire that fuels our ultimate ambition. Because as Ryan Holiday puts it, the obstacle isn't something that should be avoided. The obstacle is the way.
Clean it out. Clean it out.